Hello, Joe. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Alana Hernandez. Thank you so much for coming in. Nomo, thank you so much for coming in. Glenda, Drunkenstein. Oh, I love that, Drunkenstein. Cat. Okay.
As an executive, I see no value in you.
I'm going to put a little music. This is one of my favorite remixes of Rock With You. Well, hello, user 555. New cook. Hello. Whiskey Dad 714. All right. Oh, I love it. Bodega Beauty. Oh, that's Randy's daughter. Her name is Bodega. Share the live and invite people, honey, because we're going to get into some serious conversation. This is a house music remix by the Freemasons. If any of you guys want to come on to the live and speak, come on in. Thank you, David. Pops 1117. Okay. Maria Barbara. Michael Belez. Bon Bon. I wanna rock with you. Island Queen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the topic because it's very important that we remind everyone that we have been duped on several occasions. See, I never believed in this thing in the first doggone place. I'm just going to keep it real. So, I am Mother Diva, the host of Mother Diva's House. Thank you for tuning in to my TikTok platform. I am new to TikTok, but I'm learning how to maneuver and get around. And I thank you guys for taking the time to come in. I know it's kind of late, or it could be early in some spaces. But the title tonight of the show was the MJ Biopic, Smoke, Mirrors, and Stress. Because the Michael Jackson estate has taken MJ Soldiers of Love through an emotional roller coaster for the past 16 years. For the past 16 years, y'all, we are MJ family. For the past 16 years, we've been taken on an emotional roller coaster. And see, when I say emotional roller coaster, for me, I feel what you guys feel because it's not an emotional roller coaster for me personally because I knew what it was from the beginning. But it's an emotional roller coaster for you guys because you are looking for something to grab on that is Michael. You want a piece of him. And so you're looking and searching for a piece, and whatever little piece of him you can get, you'll accept that because he's no longer in the flesh and you just can't grab and touch him anymore. For those people who would do that. Hello, Diamond. Because if you guys want to come on, you can. So, hey, butterflies. Hey, Vanessa. So, what has happened is people all over the world, for the most part, are very excited about this Michael Jackson biopic that's allegedly supposed to be released on April the 24th. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't believe it. I don't believe that movie is going to be released on April 24th. I do not believe it. Now, can I be wrong? Certainly. But the reason I say I don't believe it is because the date got changed twice. The biopic date was changed twice. This biopic has been in the works, honey, since 2019. They were talking about this biopic back in 2019. I had the email address to the producers. I was emailing them in 2019 and 2020 because begging them. I was like, I need to work on this. I need to be a producer on this. I need to be a part of this. And they pretty much ignored me. In 2022, I went to try to talk to John Branca about being on the biopic. And him and Karen, the other person in the office, just had this poker face attitude. And I said, okay. But I knew. Now, some of y'all, be going off about Fabio because y'all think Fabio thinks that he's really Michael Jackson. No. And so I'm going to get in that mode. So, like, I knew this biopic wasn't going to be shit without me. Yeah, I said what I said. It wasn't going to be shit without my participation, without my input. Because there are so many people left out of it that should have been in it, that were a part of Michael Jackson's life, and they were not included. That's one of the problems. So they finally decided 2022, 2023, whenever it was, that Jafar was going to play his uncle. And let me say this. I believe that Jafar Jackson is going to do a fantastic job playing his uncle. He may even be nominated for an Oscar. My beef is not with Jafar. I love Jafar. I remixed his song, Got Me Singing. I can play it for you. I'll play the original and I'll play my version. Okay. Hello, Sparky. Hello, Mike, CC, Baby, Raymond. So let me say this. My issue is this. Michael Jackson's estate is working with Lionsgate and also Universal's involved. They said the biopic was coming out April 18th of 2025. Said that in 2023. In 2023, it said it was coming April 18th of 2025. Then in 2024, they said they had to move it to October of 2025. Then around the summer of 2025, they said they had to move it to April 24th, 2026. I said, okay, so y'all playing games. Musical biopic. Then it was decided that the biopic was going to be in two parts. Going to be a part one and a part two. That was not even necessary. This is Michael Jackson. If that biopic had been 6 hours in that movie theater, everybody in their mama would have been up in there for 6 hours in that movie theater. They would set it up, and they would have intermission. After a couple of hours, they give you a little 15-minute bath break, and you're going to come right on back to your seat. Unnecessary. There was no need for them to break it up into two parts. Now, let me say this. When something is broken into two parts, I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying that they're going to do this, but I want to prepare you just in case some shit go down. This movie is being set up like it is going to go to Netflix or some other streaming service. Because the way they carrying on with this biopic, it don't look like it's going to be in a movie theater. Because they breaking it up into two parts. It don't need to be. It need to be one long movie. This is all going to blow up in their fucking face. And since you all are all excited about it, because I'm not, why should you believe anything that the Michael Jackson estate does? I don't think that you all realize that you're being abused. The Michael Jackson estate has abused you emotionally. You have been emotionally abused for the past 16 years. You all have been in an emotionally abusive relationship with the Michael Jackson estate. All Michael Jackson supporters, if you call yourself a fan, fanatic, you have been in an abusive relationship with the Michael Jackson estate. The Michael Jackson estate has done nothing but abused you, and you have allowed yourself to be abused because you keep tolerating their bullshit. And see, it gets to a point where it'll be time to do something about it. Because I want you all to understand and know who you are. You see, you all are not Michael Jackson fans. You're Michael Jackson shareholders in his brand. I want you to change your mentality. That's what I want you to do. I want all of you all to change your mentality. Because you have invested your heart, your soul, and your money into this brand. I want you all to think about how much money you have spent on Michael Jackson. Your whole life. That is an investment. You are emotionally invested in Michael Jackson. You're emotionally invested in this brand. And you've spent a lot of money, which makes you a shareholder because you've invested. So that means you have a say on how things should be ran. Because without the people, without the Michael Jackson consumers, Michael Jackson would not be anything. We the people. You need to read that. What is we the people? What starts with we the people? What declaration starts with we the people in government?
According to United States courts, the U.S. Constitution preamble.
It is the U.S. Constitution preamble. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now, all you got to do is flip that over, and instead of saying the U.S., you're talking about the world, because this man is global. This man is global. Hello, little drumstick, Teresa Cummings, Pip. So let's go back to the beginning. Right after Michael Jackson passed away, they put out This Is It. We went to go see that. A year later, 2010, an album came out called Michael, and it had 3 fake songs on it. Wasn't even him. Y'all bought it. And when y'all found out that it wasn't him. You didn't ask for a refund. Don't you think you deserve a partial refund? Don't you all think you deserve a partial refund when you bought something under the impression that it was Michael Jackson and come to find out that there were 3 songs on that album that was not Michael Jackson? Those songs were produced by a man named Eddie Casio and James Porte. And James Porte is married to Eddie Casio's sister, Maria, or Marie. Yeah. Y'all know what this is. This is January. This is the month of the Emancipation Proclamation. This is about freedom. Then the IRS comes after them for $700 million in taxes. They do a deal with Sony for $250 million for 10 albums over 7 years, or 7 albums over 10 years. It's one of the two. You got to look it up. They do Bad 25 documentary. They get with Spike Lee. They're just throwing stuff out there. They were supposed to give 20% to charity. They never did that. So now, 2 liars come along and started lying on Michael Jackson. In the meantime, the estate decides that they're going to have a traveling Michael Jackson show called Immortal. So they did Immortal, but Immortal is the big version of MJ 1, Michael 1. So Michael 1 started in May of 2013 in the Mandalay Bay. It's a condensed version of the Immortal show. And then they doing deals here and there. They did the Wii game. The estate did some things. The Wii game was good. The Immortal show was good. Michael 1 is good. Michael 1 is the best. The problem is what they're not doing. It's not what they're doing, it's what they're not doing is the problem. They are not continuing Michael Jackson's legacy the way he intended it to be. And that is a violation. They cannot be trusted. So I'm trying to tell all of y'all, do not put your hope and faith in these people, because they don't care about you. They don't really care about us. They really don't. How many of you all knew that during COVID, the estate had Michael Jackson mask? Not one time did they share the Michael Jackson mask that you can purchase from the estate on social media. They know damn well that Michael Jackson fans are on social media. They didn't even share the link where you could have bought a Michael Jackson mask during COVID. There were people making masks there were bootleggers. I had masks made to give away because I don't sell him. I give his stuff away because I'm not trying to profit off of him. I don't want to profit off of anybody deceased. I want my expenses covered for what I do, but I'm not interested in profiting off him. What I'm interested in is continuing his legacy the way he intended to be continued. And that is helping children, helping seniors, and helping wounded warriors, because that's what he did. He would go visit sick children in the hospital before he went to his concerts. He was a humanitarian. The man believed in unity, love, and saving lives. And that's what he did. So I'm just telling you, I cannot tell you not to be excited. If you want to be excited about this film, you are free to feel however you want to feel about it. But I'm just telling you, the people that are putting out the film is the same people who've been abusing you for the last 16 years. Just understand that your abuser is trying to seduce you with flowers in your face. After they didn't beat the shit out of you for the last 16 years. They sold this man's catalog back to Sony. Michael Jackson would have never sold his catalog. We all know that he would have never sold his catalog. And these are the same people who are making this movie. They do not fool me. Because what lives inside of me is the Holy Spirit, Yahshua. They are Satan. And I cannot be fooled by their smoke and mirrors of this film. This is deeper than what y'all think it is. They treat the Michael Jackson supporters like they're nothing because all they're doing is throwing you a bone. Where are the scholarships? Where are the scholarships for people? Where is the Michael Jackson Foundation where they'll give scholarships to schools, scholarships to people who want to further their education, art programs? Where's all that? Because that's what Michael would do if he was still alive. The estate has done none of that. The estate hasn't even had the decency to go find some children, hold a press conference, and give them children $500 a piece. Something that anybody could probably raise money to do. They have done nothing. So you know what? I'm saying this. I'm saying that the Michael Jackson estate, they owe you. So they need to put the movie, the first 33 days of the movie should be free in every theater. And let that be the gift. Why not give the gift of the film and let it be free for a month? I mean, it's still going to make money Because once that movie comes in the theater, it probably will never leave. People gonna eat off of that movie forever. I'm just telling you. The Michael Jackson estate owes the consumers. They owe the consumers an apology. They owe the consumers quality customer service, which they have not. They've been abusive. And you all have allowed this. And now it's time to stop the abuse. Now it's time to speak out and say, wait a minute. You don't own this. We do. You don't run nothing. We do. We are in charge. Because we are the ones who invested our time, money, and energy into him and into his estate. Hey, Drea, Lynette, Benny, Jay Hemming. So it's about us. It's about what we want. And I'm telling you right now that the people that put this film together, they're going to make themselves look really great in the movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, they done so many people dirty throughout the whole process. Did y'all hear about what they did to Saida Garrett? Mm-hmm. Baby, they used Saida Garrett and threw her away. But you know what? That was Saida Garrett's karma, because she did the same thing to the fans. She used them and threw them away. So she got what she deserved. If y'all want me to tell y'all what she did, somebody got to type something, because I could tell you what Saida did. And it was low down and dirty. However, she did write Man in the Mirror with Glenn Ballard. They had Saida, they had called her in on the biopic. They called her in for accuracy. And she was there, you know, as a consultant to let them know when she worked with him what the experience was like. So she kind of knew what was the setup was. She knew what was in the studio. She knew how things went. Hell, they probably should have let her direct that scene. So they toyed with her emotions too. They led that girl. Wait a minute. Had to sneeze. They led that girl to believe that all the time while she was sitting there consulting them and giving them all of this information on accuracy, she thinking that she was going to get a part in the movie. But see, to show you how stupid Saida Garrett was, she should have put that in her contract. See, she should have told them, If you want me to be a consultant on this film and give you the accuracy, I want a part in this film. Or I'm not talking to you. I don't care how much money you offer me. That's how you do that. But she was so dumb and eager, she just gave it all away. And after they got through using her and pumping her for information, they kicked her to the curb. Saida posted it on Facebook that she thought she was going to get a part in the movie, but they decided to go in a different direction and she wouldn't be in the film. I was cracking up. I said, that's what your trifling ass get, bitch. Let me tell you what this trifling ass Saida Garrett did. Stephen, if you want to come on, because I'm letting people know what this trifling ass Saida Garrett did, and she got her karma because she thought she was going to be in the movie and they wouldn't put her in there after they used her and pumped her for information. But let me tell you what Saida Garrett did, because she was wrong for this. She wrote a song that was an answer to I Just Can't Stop Loving You. Okay, got you. And she put that song in pre-sale so people could pre-order it. So she put out a contest for fans to get an opportunity to speak on the album or the song. So Mary Brookins, who was with CADFLAW, which was California Anti-Defamation Legacy Law Advocate, that was the organization that we were working with to try to get the defamation of deceased law passed. They ended up changing the name to Ad Law because they wanted to go beyond California. I convinced them to go beyond California and get the law passed federally. So Mary Brookins won the contest. Saida people sent all of the paperwork that she had to sign off, releases and sign this and sign that. She did all this paperwork. And Saida disappeared on everybody. The project got canceled. And the pre-order company refunded everybody their money. Saida didn't even apologize. That bitch didn't even put out a notice and said, hey, I want to apologize about the contest. And I'll make this up to you. She didn't do none of that. So after that, she decided to put on a one-woman show. And she had a Kickstarter campaign. And she raised like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. I don't know how much it was, but y'all can look it up. And it was a one-woman show. And she used Michael Jackson's picture of her and him together on the Kickstarter campaign. And I can't prove it, but I believe Quincy Jones gave her half of it. I think he gave her like 30 grand or something. I can't prove it, but I believe he did. I mean, Saida was his baby. He said that. He called her Sai. He said, Sai is my baby. So what ended up happening was All of a sudden, the one-woman show never came out. Where is everybody's money, Saida? You didn't put the show out. So why you didn't refund people? Next thing she did, during one of Michael Weeks in LA, she put on a breakfast for fans with her at Westlake Studios with Bruce Wedding, and I think Greg Fillingangs was in it. I'm not sure. But it was people who worked with Michael. It was $127 to go in there for this event with breakfast in the studio where they recorded the music. I said, okay. I called the studio and I said, I'm thinking about recording some music. I would like to come and do a tour of your studio. And it's to my understanding that Michael Jackson recorded in your studio. Yes. I would like to take a tour of the studio. I would like to see the studio. Is there a fee? They said no. It's free. I said, it's free to come in there and see the studio where Michael Jackson recorded? Yes. It's free to take a tour of our studio if you're considering recording with us. I said, okay. I said, I want to ask you a question. If it's free to walk through there, why is Saida Garrett charging $127 to come in there and take a tour of where she recorded with Michael Jackson and have breakfast with us? Ma'am, we don't know anything about that. And they hung up in my face. I just called to see what they was going to say. Now, here's the thing. I know that Brad Sundberg has in the studio with MJ, and it's anywhere from $400 down to $175. I know, because I took the seminar, but I didn't have to pay for it. I got a free ticket. But I did pay for the one that was $175, because that one was a year after COVID. But Brad is a different situation, because Brad was a studio engineer. And Brad had a lot of rare things that he could show people, videos and audios and stuff like that. Saida had her mouth. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because it's great to hear stories. But my issue was her history. You do a song and have people come do a contest, and someone was picked to sing on your album or write to do poetry, that gets canceled. Then you do a Kickstarter for a one-woman show, that gets canceled. Now you're charging people $127 to have breakfast with you. And see, my beef started with her in 2012 when I reached out to her team to see if she could send me a congratulatory video, because I was honoring Greg Fillingangs for the 30th anniversary of the Thriller album in Las Vegas. Greg wasn't coming, but I still wanted the award to be presented. And I wanted her to send a video. And so her manager said, okay, great. Send us the copy, what you wanted to say, and I will look into this. I will see what she can do. I said, okay. I never heard back from neither one of them. But I turn on the radio and I hear her giving interviews on the radio talking about the 30th anniversary of Thriller, which she wasn't even on Thriller. She was on Bad. Baby, I sent that bitch an email and cursed her out from shit to shinola. I was so mad. So another thing happened. I let all that go. I was honoring the musicians for the 35th anniversary of Bad in 2022. I was honoring the ones who had passed on. And I did a little speak your name ceremony outside of Westlake Studios. And I was inviting her and her team to come. And they never responded. I think I may have wanted to get some information from her. I wanted to do an interview. It was something. Because I met Saida in 2010 in Chicago at the Michael Jackson Symposium at Columbia College. That's when I first met her. And I met her, I met Greg Filling Gaines, and I met Ricky Lawson, his drummer for the Bad tour. In fact, his daughter lives in Detroit, and she would send me autographed Ricky Lawson drumsticks to give away to you guys at my shows. So I was already at war with her. But I want to show you, when you do people wrong, how it come back. She been in the... Saida Garrett been in this business too long to let people fadoogle her. So the estate pretty much had her come on as a consultant for accuracy, led her to believe she was going to be in a movie, and they kicked her to the curb. You see what they did? They fucked her and kicked her out of the bed. When they was done, after they busted they nut, get out, bitch. That's how the estate treated Saida Garrett. But that's what she did to the Michael Jackson community. After she got her money and got what she wanted, she kicked everybody to the curb and she never apologized. This is going to be the year of repentance. Spike Lee did the same thing. In 2012, he canceled the I Love Michael Jackson barbecue or whatever he was doing in New York. And a girl named Moses took over. He didn't apologize. He just said due to unforeseen circumstances, he couldn't do the barbecue. Do you know how many people around the world paid airline tickets, hotels, to fly from overseas? And he didn't have the decency to apologize. He should have got cussed the fuck out. And actually, that is, somebody could have caught a case. But Moses is this girl in New York. Her name is Moses. She's an artist. Moses saved the picnic. She just went down there and took over. That way people can still come. She said they towed the park up. And I said, tow the park up? What you mean? She said, no, we had a good time. It was lit. These people, I'm telling you, these people think they could just do shit and get away with it. You cannot do these things and get away with it. Because the Holy Spirit, which is universal spirit law and righteousness, has a wrath. And what you put in the universe, you gonna get back tenfold. They kept on fucking with Michael and fucking with Michael and fucking with him in the spirit. And you know what happened? With the estate doing business with Sony when they're not supposed to be, because Michael Jackson was done with Sony. So the estate shouldn't even be doing business with Sony because that was not his wishes. But because they did, there were 66 unreleased songs that got leaked to the public. Somebody hacked into Sony's system and released all of Michael Jackson's unheard songs. Yep. And let me Google it. Let me see. Because I remember this distinctly. Let's see. I'm going on Google on other phone. Someone hacked in the Sony system and released 66 of Michael Jackson unheard songs back in 2012. Okay, look. I'm finna read y'all the story. Listen to this. A $253 million heist. 2 charged with stealing entire Michael Jackson catalog. 2 British men have been arrested and charged with stealing Michael Jackson's entire music catalog. Wired estimates that the collection is worth around $253 million. That's what Sony Music paid for the catalog following the King of Pop's death. The 2 men allegedly hacked into Sony's internal music sharing system and stole the catalog, which also included a wealth of previous unreleased material. Britain's Serious Organized Crime Agency said 2 suspects were arrested in May and charged in September with computer misuse and copyright offenses. James Marks, 26, and James McCormick, 25, appeared at the Leicester Crown Court in Central England on Friday and pled not guilty. They were freed on bail and are due to stand trial in January. The case is not believed to be linked to the anonymous or low security loose-knit hackers collectives broadly sympathetic to the WikiLeaks secret spill site who have targeted government and corporate websites around the world. So basically what they're saying is there was some leaks on WikiLeaks and it was unrelated. They didn't have anything to do with that group. And then it goes on to say, last year, hackers stole the personal information of millions of users from Sony's PlayStation network. The BBC reports that the 2 men deny the charges. This article came out in March of 2012. Now, this is another site. The first site I read it off was NPR. Now I'm going to another site. So it says, this is from darkreading.com. It says attackers last year reportedly stole 50,000 files, including music from Jackson and numerous Sony recording artists. So they denied the charges. According to BBC, the two men have been charged with computer misuse and copyright violations. Okay. The latter charge doesn't mean that the men have been accused of releasing any of the songs. Rather, under the British law, the charge is often leveled against people accused of having unlawfully accessed computer systems. Okay, so this is what it says. Marks and McCormick were arrested in May of 2011 and are due to stand trial in January of 2013 because they were brought before a court. And the charges are now public. People realize that they're not just being charged with hacking Sony, but with downloading 50,000 files. We don't know if their songs said Harry Sudlove, CTO, Bit9 via phone. We believe the thieves were hackers, so they were traced allegedly through social networking. Sony confirmed that a number of Michael Jackson tracks, including unreleased duet with Black Eyed Peas singer will.i.am, had been stolen in the attack, but didn't confirm the scale of the breach or exactly what had been stolen beyond the songs from Michael Jackson. In a deal worth $395 million, Sony Music had acquired the rights to Jackson's back catalog from the singer's estate for 7 years, and the company released the first tracks in 2010. So see, that was a 7-year deal. See, 7 was Michael's number. He was the 8th child because his brother Brandon died at birth, but he was really the 7th child after he passed away. His numbers are 777. Look at this. The music heist apparently occurred shortly after attackers broke into Sony's PlayStation Network system in April of 2011, exposing information related to 77 million customers. They go to number 7 again. Now, when I first started this, I said that they had released 66 tracks because that's what I had heard. But apparently, this was a different story. Maybe some of those tracks got hacked, got released. But they basically had stole all this stuff. Let me see. Whatever happened to the 2 hackers that stole Michael Jackson's music from Sony? Okay. This is what the BBC has reported. Okay, 2 men who admitted hacking Sony Music, stealing thousands of hours of music tracks, including unreleased music by Michael Jackson, have been spared jail. James McCormick, 27, of Daventry Northants, and James McCormick, 26. James Marks, 27 years old, of Daventry Northants, and James McCormick, 26, of Blackpool, downloaded up to 7,000 files, including music by Beyonce. After pleading guilty to computer misuse offenses, they were given a 6-month sentence suspended for a year. They were also ordered to complete 100 hours of community service. Leicester Crown Court heard Marks and McCormick's access thousands of files. The hack happened in 2011, but was only confirmed by the record company last March. The court heard that there was a security flaw in the system used by Sony Music to share music with people outside the firm. Marks and McCormick were not the first to exploit this, but they used an adapted program to speed up the process of downloading the files. The pair claimed they only wanted to gather evidence that some Jackson material released after his death didn't actually feature the singer's voice. Oh, Sony Music has always denied that the vocals on some tracks of the posthumous album Michael were done by another singer. This is starting to make sense to me now, y'all. Y'all need to go listen to Faking Michael. That's what happened. Yes, these two guys were trying to investigate the songs from the Michael album. So this must have been on when they broke into their house. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to have to finish reading this. Okay, it says in 2010, the firm paid $250 million to the Jackson estate for a 7-year deal for the rights to his remaining songs. So the deal was 7 years. Okay, he had duets with artists ranging from Freddie Mercury and the Black Eyed Peas. Online conversations between Marks and McCormick were read out in court in which they talked about selling the material, but this never came to anything. The case was investigated by the Serious Organized Crime Agency. Head of Cyber Investigations, Mick Jameson, said the men knew exactly what they were doing and knew the full implications. The internet is a fantastic tool for everyone to use, but sadly there are 1 or 2 individuals who choose to misuse it. The authorities are now able to identify what you're doing, find out who you are, and come arrest you. Marks, 27 from Daventry, and 26-year-old McCormick from Blackpool admitted 2 counts of unauthorized access to computer materials and were given 6-month jail sentence suspended for a year. More serious charges against the men were dropped last summer. Speaking outside the court, James Marks said he was sorry for downloading the files, but was still determined to prove Michael Jackson didn't sing on some of the tracks on the Michael album. They did all of this shit, y'all, and guess what? Didn't even go to jail. What does that tell you? You know why they didn't go to jail? Because they were looking for fraud. And if it would have been a case where they had went to trial, it would have come out that those songs on the Michael album were fake, because they had been saying that it was him. Teddy Riley was saying it was him. Of course, Teddy Riley got caught up in some mess and was, he didn't have bad intentions. Let me just say that. They had been investigating when they heard, listen, them people overseas, baby, they would get on a plane and fly over here and do major investigations. That just attributes to how much this man was loved. Michael Jackson was loved so much that some hackers broke into Sony's system and downloaded 50,000 files just to prove that 3 of those songs on that album wasn't him. Isn't that something? Baby, people will go to the ends of the earth for this man. But you see, do you understand where the flow is? If the Michael Jackson estate hadn't have done a deal with Sony, because Michael had left Sony, there wouldn't have been no hack. All of that is their karma. And John McClane, who's the other estate executive that you never see, at one point he was incapacitated due to a stroke. So Since Bronca is the lawyer, John McClane is the music person. John McClane takes a step back and he lets John Bronca do everything because he's an attorney. So during the time he was incapacitated due to he's had several strokes. And during the time he was incapacitated, Bronca was handling the estate. But that's not how that's supposed to work. John McClane was supposed to step down because he was not in a position health-wise to fulfill his fiduciary duties. See, the estate is not following estate rules and regulations. Miss Catherine Jackson is supposed to be included on all decisions that are made for the estate. I'm going back to when they were children. When Prince, Paris, and BG were children, that's when they were supposed to include her on everything, and they did not. That's a violation. She could have had them fired for that. Now the children are grown. Everybody's supposed to get a vote. And what they do is they have intimidating conversations. They're bullies. It's all divide and conquer. Prince was hired to work for the estate as a consultant. Why didn't they hire Paris? Because Paris was the troubled one. See, Prince did everything right. He lived with his grandmother. He went away to college. He graduated from college. He started a foundation while he was in college. He started a production company called King Sun Productions. He shoots films, music videos. He's always wanted to be a director. Him and Michael used to play with the cameras when they were young. That's what Prince is doing. But he's a consultant for the estate and they pay him a salary. Does that make any sense to you all? They are paying this boy with his own inheritance. What the fuck is he earning? He's not earning anything. It's his money anyway. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you believe this shit? They're trying to make it seem like they're doing somebody a favor. That ain't how that's supposed to work. Has any of y'all ever asked yourself if 20% is supposed to be given to charity? How come the estate just didn't give 20% to heal Los Angeles? They won't do it. They can't do it. It's a conflict of interest. Because if they donated 20% to Prince's charity, that would be like giving him his inheritance before time. Even though the money is supposed to go to the organization, it's not going into Prince's pocket. So what's the problem? Y'all read into that. Because it seemed to be some discrepancies and conflicts of interest. So the estate didn't even want to donate 20% to his son's charity, let alone anybody else's charity, because the estate has not donated 20% of anything to anybody. And now their excuse is the IRS is frozen. No, motherfuckers. The IRS just froze you in 2024. You had 15 years to give 20% to charity. They sued HBO for $100 million. We still don't know whether or not they won that case. Do you all realize how much the Michael Jackson estate is worth? Because I don't think you guys know how much Michael Jackson's estate is worth. His estate is worth $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion. Which means Michael Jackson is the richest dead man in the world. I don't like to use colors, black, white, red, but that's something y'all do. The richest black dead man in the world. $3.5 billion. Now, where did all that money come from? That money came from half this motherfucking world. It is fucking 7 billion people on the planet. Going on 8 billion. That money came from y'all. That money came from the people. And that's who that money belongs to. The Michael Jackson money in the estate belongs to the people. Because it was the people who spent the money on them. Do you all understand that when the Thriller album came out, that album sold so many copies that every single person who worked for Sony around the world went on vacation for 2 weeks? That's how much money that record company made. So the point is, you cannot let these evil people throw you a bone and give you smoke and mirrors on this biopic. Because these are the same people who fucked you over before. And they'll do it again because they don't care nothing about you. Michael Jackson loved his fans. He cared about his fans. There is no love with John Bronca and that estate. None. We are the shareholders. I am a shareholder because I've invested a lot of time, energy, my heart, and soul into this man. And I am not going to let you ruin his legacy. I'm not going to let you disrespect him. And then you disrespect his mother. I will call you out on your bullshit. And I will call every angel in the universe to come seek a wrath on you that you ain't never felt before in your life. I am telling you that all the plagues of Egypt will be poured on John Bronca. I am not playing because that man is evil and satanic. And I hope he's listening because he will never see heaven. I promise you that. He will never see heaven. What he's done is atrocious. And I want y'all to think about that. The Michael Jackson estate has paid off 5 extortionists. The Casio family was paid $15 million to be quiet by the Michael Jackson estate. This is what they're doing with the money that's supposed to go to his children and his mother, paying off people, misappropriating funds. And I'm supposed to be excited about some damn movie? And you done did all this dirt? No, baby. You not gonna serve me lobster on a garbage can lid. Fuck you in that goddamn movie. Now, no disrespect to Jafar, because this ain't got nothing to do with Jafar, because Jafar gonna do well. Jafar trained with Stephanie Sproul, and he got his voice together, and he's gonna do very well. But I'm talking about the people behind it. And I can tell you right now, that it is going to be some more mess. Bronca already screwed up. They had to do reshoots because of his stupidity. It said it still got 27 minutes left.
That's fine.
You still gonna be here?
No, but you just leave it like unlocked.
Oh, okay, so just go down there. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing my laundry. I'm still in Los Angeles, but I'll be leaving soon. So, but yeah, you all need to do some deep dives, need to do some soul searching, because I'm telling you, this is not what Michael would want. And folks are so selfish, they don't even care what Michael Jackson wanted, because they see him that he's dead. But he is not dead in his soul. His flesh is gone, but the soul lives on. Hey, Marlon. If any of y'all want to come on, you can come on. You want to come on and talk, that's fine. We could chat. Because all of this has really become very, very disturbing.
Hey, what's going on now?
Well, I'm just talking about the fact that we cannot be bombarded with these smoke and mirrors about this biopic, and people need to do a deep dive and see that these people are abusers. Michael Jackson supporters have been in an emotionally abusive relationship with the estate for 16 years. So you cannot allow these people to just throw you a bone and think it's going to be okay, because that don't solve the problem. Marlon, Michael Jackson's estate is worth $3.5 billion. That money belongs to us.
You're right.
That money belongs to the people, which means we're shareholders. because we made him that. We made the estate. And then they talking about putting the biopic in 2 parts. No, baby, that sound like Netflix. That don't sound like no movie theater.
Right.
That don't sound like no movie theater at all. Oh, baby, I done talked about a lot of stuff. I talked about how trifling Saida Garrett was and what they did to her. Did you miss that part?
Yeah, I missed that part. What did they do to Saeed?
Well, they basically fucked her and kicked her out the bed. They hired her. Well, I can't say if they hired her, but maybe they did, and maybe they paid her. I'm not sure. I do know this. She became a consultant on the biopic. Got
Okay.
her all excited, made her think she was going to get a part in this movie. They never told her that, I don't think. But they decided to go in another direction, and she didn't get a part in the movie. Saida wrote Man in the Mirror. She should have been in there somewhere.
Right.
But that was her karma, Stephen. I'm sorry, Marlon. Stephen was on earlier. That was her karma, Marlon, for what she did to the community.
Okay, now what did she
See,
do? Because I don't follow Saeed that much, but what did she do?
okay, back several years back, I believe it was 2012, she put out a song that was an answer to I Just Can't Stop Loving You. And she had a contest for Michael Jackson fans to do a poem or to be a part of the project. Mary Brookins, who is no longer here with us, from CADFLAW, that's the legacy law group that was trying to get the defamation of deceased law passed. She won the contest. They called her, sent her paperwork for her to sign, and then all of a sudden the project was halted. And the pre-sale company, because people pre-ordered the album or the record, they refunded everybody. Saida never apologized. She just went on with her life. Then she decided to do a one-woman show, and she had a Kickstarter campaign, and she used Michael's picture for the one-woman show, and she raised like 40 to 60,000. And I believe Quincy Jones. Let me see if I can Google this stuff. Let me see, because I like to be correct. Did Quincy Jones give Saida Garrett any money for her Kickstarter one-woman show? Okay, let me see. Okay, so Quincy Jones was the producer. Somebody post. I'm looking it up now. Oh, okay, this was something else. This was something they did in 1991. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. Saida Garrett Kickstarter one-woman show. Okay. It was called Behind the Man in the Mirror. It was a one-woman stage play by Saida Garrett, sharing her journey from childhood to working with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
She raised $40,000. What happened to the one-woman show?
They never. Okay. So she never did the show.
Nope, she never did the show. Never apologized, nothing. So I just got to the point with her is, bitch, you trying to make money off of Michael and you fucking over his people. Okay. And guess what? You see what happened to her?
Well, what
She
happened?
got
Because I,
oh baby, Yahweh striked her ass. Saida Garrett's health issue. Let's see. Saida Garrett's health issue. She got multiple sclerosis. That's because you go around fucking over people.
right.
So let me tell you what the estate did to her. They had her come in as a consultant and for accuracy. And when they was done with her accuracy, your services have been completed, Miss Garrett. Exit stage left. She posted on social media that she thought she was going to get a part in the movie, but they decided to go in another direction. And all I could do was laugh. I said, that's what your ass get for what you did to the people.
Did she respond to your post?
I didn't post anything. I just said it to
No.
myself.
Oh, okay. I would have
No,
put it on her post.
I emailed her years ago and just cursed her out for some shit that she personally did with me. You know, I asked them to send a video because I was honoring one of her colleagues and they never got back to me. But then she all on the radio talking about something she wasn't even a part of. See, a lot of these people, and she also had an event at Westlake Studios where she charged people $127 to come have breakfast with her at the studio that she recorded with Michael in. And Bruce Swedeen and Greg Fillinganes was there too. You know.
And I heard they tried to fuck Greg over as well. Because he's been with the Jacksons for a while. Way before Saida.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised, but let me tell you something about Greg. Greg can get an attitude and he could be mean at times because the fake and Michael people had reached out to him and he hung up on them. Because see, a lot of this is about money.
Right.
Just like what was Michael Bush. Michael Bush has an exclusive deal with the estate. He cannot talk to nobody. He can't go on no news shows. He can't do nothing for nobody but the Michael Jackson estate. And if anything they want him to do, anything outside of that, anything outside of the Michael Jackson estate, Michael Bush has to get their approval. They own his Santa Claus looking ass. The Michael Jackson estate own his Santa Claus looking ass. They own him. Because when I met him, Marlon, when I met Michael Bush, I asked him if he could come to Gary, if we can do some seminars, if we could do some meet and greets, you know. And he said, I can't do any of those things because I work for the estate. So they own him. Yep.
Yeah, they tried to get Karen Faye, but she refused. She posted on what is it, X now? Used to be Twitter. I don't know. What is your opinion about Karen Faye?
She ain't no damn good. She was a horrible makeup artist, and she ran her mouth so goddamn much. Michael fired her a few times. See, he would do this shit. The problem with Michael Jackson is that he would fire you and hire you back. He acted on emotions at times. Because once he got rid of her, he shouldn't have never took her back.
Because I heard the black girl Janet, she was the best makeup artist that he had. Or what are your opinions about her?
Of course, I believe that. Because, honey, Karen Faye had him looking ridiculous. She into tomfoolery too. Because I tried to book her to come and tell stories about Michael at the video shoot of Childhood, where they shot Childhood. And I kept emailing her, asking her what her rate was. And she just never responded. But yet she all on Twitter talking about favorite color and shoes and all this other crap. So I'm thinking to myself, she over here discussing foolery, and I'm trying to do something serious for people. And that's when I just learned what kind of hypocrite and person she was. Let me tell you something. Most of the people in Michael's life was no good. He had a handful of people that was good to him. Yep. Nope. I'm just getting people prepared for what's to come. Because, you know, you're not going to get away with your fraud. You will not get away with your fraud ass. And I'm talking to the fraudsters. And now these fraudsters, the Casio family, all 5 of them kids was paid off by the estate. The estate paid them off $15 million so they wouldn't go and tell a bunch of lies because they didn't want the Broadway deal messed up. They were in the middle of negotiating MJ the musical. And if them motherfuckers would have came out and said all that shit about Michael right after leaving Neverland, that would have been the end of it. So they paid him off, but they didn't have to do that.
Exactly.
They could have held a press conference and said, these are supposed to be Michael Jackson's friends, and they are coming to us threatening to lie on him and extorting us if we don't pay them. That's all they had to do. Do you know half the world would have went after their asses? But no, they tried to give them some hush money. Now the motherfuckers is coming back asking for $215 million and saying that they signed the settlement agreement under duress. Ain't that some shit, Marlon?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew it. That's what their attorney told them to say.
Yep.
So now they have to tell the people, well, we were abused on this date, and if that don't jive, then they have to change the date like they did in '93, like they did in 2005. They keep changing dates because it doesn't make sense.
Let me say this. If you want to ruin somebody, the worst thing in the world you could do is say that they violated someone sexually.
Mm-hmm.
That ruins people. All these lies, these people gonna be dealt with. But what's so sad, let me tell you what's so sad. James Porte is the guy who produced the music of the 3 songs that was on the Michael album.
Mm-hmm.
That was sung by Jason Malachi. He's married to Marie Casio. And Marie Casio is a lawyer now. And she changed her name to Marie Portes. So she put an S on the end of Porte, Porte, to just throw people off. But bitch, you still look like you did 20 years ago. You still the same bitch. So what
Exactly.
did that mean? We know it's you.
See, I didn't know that the attorney is married to Casio's sister. Or poor James Porte is married to Casio, the sister. I didn't know that.
Yep. He's married to Marie. Now I saw it on Twitter. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Her statement that she made as to why she said she was signed under duress, and that the settlement statement is null and void, and they're gonna go to court and sue for more. She talked about in this written statement, and it's on Twitter. People had put it on Twitter. She said that Michael Jackson was very manipulative, that he overpowered them, that he was very aggressive. There were times where he made them hide when important business people came around, and they felt controlled by him. Now, you know what, Marlon? I believe all of that. But there was nothing in them paperwork that said at any time he stuck his dick in her mouth, her ass, or her vagina.
Now, where were they at when all of this happened? At Neverland? Did she claim where they were?
I don't remember those details, but they traveled with him. They were with him all the time because they were
Okay,
like
well,
family.
if
So
you want to talk to important business people, I would tell them to get lost too.
this is what I'm trying to say. One of the reasons why he probably did that was to protect them. Because once people know what you look like and know who you are and know that you are friends with Michael Jackson, now your life changes and your life is in danger.
Exactly.
Listen, people don't understand how this stuff affects folks. Now, I'm not going to condone what Javon did, but Michael Jackson bodyguard Javon Beard, who worked with Bill Whitfield, those were the bodyguards, which was the last 2.5 years of Michael's life.
Right.
Javon committed, I believe it was armed robbery. He went crazy and committed armed robbery and went to jail for his sentence was 5 or 6 years. I think he served most of it. He just got out last year. But if you hear his story, it is really, really, really tragic. He could not escape Michael. Everywhere he went, people was constantly ragging on him, telling him that he worked for a child molester, that he worked for a pedophile, that how could he have done all this with him? And he just lost it. He lost it. And I'm still trying to understand because Bill didn't do any of that. There was really no excuse for Javon to do what he did. Because Bill didn't.
Wasn't
Honey,
Bill hired in
Bill.
2006?
Huh?
Wasn't Bill hired in 2006? Him and Javon?
In December of 2006,
Okay.
when they came back from Bahrain, the man that got the account, the security account, had Bill come, and then his cousin was Javon. I don't even know if Javon had any kind of experience.
Yeah.
But Bill and Javon loved him because Michael tested Javon. Did you see the movie Searching for Neverland?
I saw parts of it.
In that movie, Javon is at a restaurant with his girlfriend, and he get up to go get her some water. And this reporter approaches him and say, "Look, I know who you work for. I give you $50,000. Just give me one picture, one picture." And he said, "If you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna beat your ass." Now in the movie, it looked like, that he was just being approached, and being bribed for a picture.
Mm-hmm.
But in the reality sense of that, Michael set that up because he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
test Javon to see if he could trust him.
Okay.
He wanted to make sure that the security that he had couldn't be bought.
Mm.
Because most of the people that work for Michael could be bought.
Yeah, true.
No, see, this is what I need people to understand that's listening. And Silky Smooth, I appreciate you being on. If you want to come on, you can. Thank you for listening. But there were people who was offered millions of dollars to lie on Michael Jackson.
Oh, I believe you.
Ron Newt was offered $200,000 by a tabloid to say that Michael Jackson tried to sexually molest his child. And he said, "Hell no, I ain't telling that lie. You must be out your fucking mind." And I'm going to tell you something about black people. Black people will lie, but they ain't going to lie about no shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, understand what I'm saying, because there have been, people of color who have lied, about being sexually assaulted. What I mean is in the capacity that Ron Newt was in. He wasn't
No,
going to do that.
didn't Bob Jones lie about that? The sexual abuse?
Now, you educating me. I don't know. Tell me about Bob Jones. I know that
Yeah.
name.
Bob Jones, he used to be his vice VP,
Okay.
communication or
Okay.
something. He lied and wrote a book, saying Mike kidnapped kids and put them in the suitcase, zipped it up. I'm like, okay, Michael didn't even handle his luggage. There was
Bob
somebody else that,
Jones said that in a book?
yep. He co-wrote it with Stacey Brown, and you know Stacey Brown is about as phony as a $3 bill.
Oh my
That's one.
God.
That's one brother that I asked that I would love to kick.
Well, he the
Cause
one who was saying that he had took out Miss Jackson and spent this money and and all this, and he could have. I mean, I think what happens with a lot of these people is they mix the lies with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Stacey Brown ain't no good. And you know what's so funny? Michael Jackson's niece is named Stacey Brown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then not only state, he also worked with Diane Diamond, who I thought, I'm like, okay, she wasn't important back in '93. She's not important now. What is the point? But I come to find out that Victor Gutierrez, who was this child molester, he was trying to help get a law passed where it would be legal for men to have sex with underage children, boy or girl.
Oh, they
And
still trying to get that law passed.
yeah, and they were trying to go after his ass, and he left the country. I don't know where the hell he is now, but they need to extradite his ass back.
Just sick.
See, like I said, when you go down that rabbit hole, you will find out a whole lot of shit. And I keep telling people, this ain't just a white thing. Black people are involved in this too.
All races of people are involved in it. He transcended that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Black people are involved in this too. But going back to the makeup artist Janet, what is your opinion about her? Because I haven't followed her much, but I want to know what are your thoughts on her?
I mean, I think she was genuine. I don't really know much about Janet, but I do
Okay.
believe I think that she was I think that she was better than him. Did you see the video where he kept messing with her?
Yeah, I think they were involved. I think they were intimate. Now that's just my opinion. I don't know for a fact.
Well,
That's just
this is the thing. I can't say either way, but I do know this. Michael was very careful about getting involved with people that worked for him because that would
mm-hmm.
be a problem. That would be a conflict of interest. And then there were rumors about him and Grace,
Yeah.
you know.
Now
And
I believe him and Grace that part's true.
well,
It was too much tension, you know. But
well,
I believe
Paris
because he
Paris said that she was real creepy to she just felt
yeah.
creepy, you know.
Yeah, Paris also said that there was something going on with Mike and Kai Chase, which I believe, you know.
Where did she say that?
What was the name of that TV show on Channel 5? It was an
Well, I have to
entertainment show.
ask her about that one.
Yeah, because she even
I,
said that she loves Child Kai Chase, and
yeah, well, he
they.
was she, he was, she Kai said she caught Michael looking at her. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's pretty, you know. But he was real. But now, so this is what Paris had said in a deposition that Grace would like act like she was my dad's wife or something. Like,
Yeah.
she would book hotel rooms and then she'd be in the bed and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm just thinking, like, well, maybe was something going on here. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like it's real weird and iffy, about that. And then, it's like, well, it could have happened because if you think about it, she was the closest woman to him because she was the nanny.
Exactly. And then I
So,
heard Grace was married, and I'm like, okay, here we go again.
well, she like he would fire her, and then something had happened, and then she was begging to come back, and he felt sorry for her. He let her come back. When after he passed away, she went to go work for Miss Jackson. She was the kid's nanny, and they got her fired. His
Mm-hmm.
parents they made up some stories, and I was upset with Paris about that because I said, Grace had found condoms and birth control pills or something, and she took the stuff. So she was doing what she was supposed to do. But
Mm-hmm.
Paris and her cousin, they were young teenage girls and got mad and went to Miss Jackson and I guess elaborated a story, and Grace ended up getting fired. And I
Mm-hmm.
told Paris, I said, well, that was wrong because she was trying to protect you. You're older now. She said, no, that part I understand. She said, but Grace was still doing too much and she was still creepy to me. And I said, well, if you felt she needed to go for other reasons, fine. But you don't get somebody fired because they found shit that you ain't supposed to have. You're a child.
Exactly.
But once again, Miss Jackson was in her 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So she ain't thinking about doing no detailed investigation to get to the bottom of it and to find out the truth.
Right.
You know, they just got rid of her. I mean, it's a lot of rabbit holes here. It's a lot of stuff that went down. But the bottom line is Michael Jackson's estate is worth $3.5 billion. And that money belongs to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our own demands of what we want to see done with his legacy because we want what he would want. And they were wrong for getting in bed with Sony. He was done with them.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is nothing but smoke and mirrors. The Michael Jackson estate has emotionally upset the community. They keep going back and forth. All they have done is been abusive and upset the fan community. But then
No,
they'll throw them a bone and the fans will get excited. And see, no, that ain't how that works.
exactly. And they got a new rumor going around that they got another trailer. This is not a teaser, it's a trailer
Oh,
coming
yeah, that's
out.
supposed to air through the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It might. That would make sense.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money on that commercial, baby. You know how much it costs to advertise during the Super Bowl? It's millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to be advertising on television as well, from what I heard.
Well, it could already been in some commercials. Some people have reported that they've gone to the movie theater and saw the trailer in the theater that they were getting ready to whatever movie they was about to watch.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is
It's
the
already
teaser that they saw, or is this a new trailer?
No, it was a trailer. It was the trailer that they put out. The first one they put out in November.
Okay.
That one's in movie theaters.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the second trailer is coming out during the Super Bowl. Well,
Well,
supposedly.
they just re-edited something and just put it out. Jafar showed it on his page.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same trailer. They just cut it different. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So the one they gonna air during the Super Bowl is probably gonna be different too. They ain't gonna do nothing but just play around with it and cut it. Maybe add some more. They just gonna give you a little bit more. You know.
Yeah.
Shit, if they really want people attention, they need to show that fight that Michael had with Jermaine on the victory tour.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that.
Everybody in the world would love to see that. That should be in the trailer.
Did they say who won the fight, or was it a verbal fight or a physical fight?
No, honey. Look, I can't confirm or deny, but I was told that Michael and Jermaine got into a fight on the victory tour.
Mm-hmm.
And some fans saw it because they were sitting on the side. And so they could see backstage because they were sitting on the side so they could see everything that went on backstage. And the report was Michael had came off the stage. I don't know what Jermaine did, but they said Michael knocked the shit out of Jermaine.
I believe. Like you see, there's no confirmation, but I believe it.
So Jermaine must have did something.
The
And
way
a
he
lot of
swung
that
on.
is a lot of that is Michael Jackson is a perfectionist, and it's never about his brothers. When they hit
Mm-hmm.
that stage with him, it's all him. I'm talking about, yes, his brothers, they work together in unison, but it's Michael's show because, yes, it's Michael's show because he's the lead singer. So he
Mm-hmm.
carries the concert. So he's very particular about how he wants the staging, how he wants the vocals, how he wants the music, how he wants to do the skits,
Yeah, the lighting.
the lighting, the sound, all of that. He was the producer. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted it done a certain way. So, like I said, I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And people just, was saying that they saw it. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that there won't be some moments of situations that occurred as they were coming up. The biopic probably put in little things here and there, but it could be creative license. And
Right.
they probably won't tell the truth. Like there was a scene they were shooting for Off the Wall at Tower Records. That never happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was never an autograph signing for Off the Wall at Tower Records. The album was at Tower Records, and there may have been people in line waiting to buy the record. But Michael did not do nothing at Tower Records. I mean, you could go look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he did, we would know about it.
Exactly.
I also mentioned earlier, before you got on, that during COVID, the Michael Jackson estate had very nice masks for sale on their website. They did not share one link on social media. No, none of the fans hardly knew that they were selling those masks because most of the fans do not go to michaeljackson.com.
Mm-hmm.
They're on social media. Some of them go to the website because I had Michael Jackson masks that I was giving away, and I had Michael Jackson fanatics come and say, how much are they? I said, baby, you want this, you're going to have to come to Gary. I said, I
Mm-hmm.
cannot sell these. I said, that would be trademark infringement. I said, I don't sell anything with him on it. I give it away because it's trivia. So I give away pictures.
Right.
I said, but legally, I can't sell anything with his image on it because that would be trademark infringement. I don't have permission from his estate to do that, and I won't do that. But I don't need permission to give anything away. And I still have to spend money on making stuff, producing the pictures, printing them out and printing cost and the mask cost and stuff like that. And so I do get sponsors and donors, to cover those production costs because I'm nonprofit. On
Mm-hmm.
my nonprofit is Thriller Dance 2300. And under that organization, I do all of the charity giveaways. And then I have Mother Diva's House, which is for profit. And that's my daily plaza events and my TV series on um, YouTube and Facebook, and I guess now TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
you know. But did you know they had masks for sale during COVID?
Nope.
This is what I'm saying. Nobody knew.
I didn't even know there was a website, michaeljackson.com. Hmm. I'm
Marlon, are you
keeping it
serious?
real. I'm keeping it real with you. I
You
didn't even
didn't know
know.
that until
Nope.
now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they put fan art up there. Like they have little things they do for the fans. You can submit your artwork to be on a website, and you can submit things, and they'll showcase people on their Instagram. They throw little bones here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, MichaelJackson.com been around for years. Yeah. I didn't know you didn't know that.
Yep. Nope. I didn't know. I was
Hmm.
surprised. I was surprised. Carlita Chatwood didn't mention it.
Oh my goodness, I ain't talked to her in years.
Mm.
What is she doing now?
She's still doing the show. Because she used to have Paul on there and another young lady.
Who is
But
Paul?
Paul was one of her co-hosts.
Oh,
But I don't know. She still does it, but I don't know if she allows other people to
that's
come
how I
on the
met a
show.
lady named Dia. I met Dia through her.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And
Dia
then,
was doing some stuff with her.
yeah,
I'm
and
at
then,
MichaelJackson.com. I'm looking at the website now.
yeah, and I think she had, who else did she used to have on there? That idiot Pearl Jr., but I ain't even get into her. I said when she came on, I kind of disconnected the show.
Okay, so they got Michael Jackson won in Las Vegas. Then it says Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jackson History Grammy Night. They're just showing highlights. You won't see nothing about the biopic on this website. That should be the first thing you see.
Exactly, which is weird.
Mm, mm, mm.
Now I see other people promoting the trailer in the biopic, but I don't see Lionsgate. I don't see the estate doing it. I don't see Sony doing it. I mean,
No,
I'm like,
it's on their social media. It's on Michael Jackson Instagram, John Bronca's Instagram.
okay.
I don't know about Lionsgate and Universal because I haven't checked any of that. Well, here's another situation, y'all. If the biopic was so goddamn important, why the fuck it ain't on MichaelJackson.com? Because I just went to MichaelJackson.com and there's nothing about the biopic on that website.
Is the estate managing that website?
It's their website.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Hmm.
That is most definitely weird.
Well, that's because they're idiots. Now that I'm saying it, they'll probably put it up there.
Now, let me ask you this, because you mentioned that the IRS froze the assets of the estate. If they did that, then how were they able to pay the extortionists extortion money?
They paid the extortions in 2020,
When did the IRS freeze the account?
2024.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, the Casios came to them after leaving Neverland.
And what's his name did he have a gambling debt, or was he in debt with the restaurant that they had purchased, or what was the reasoning, or the quote unquote alleged reasoning?
What was the reason for what?
What was the reason for them trying to extort the estate? I mean, did they have money
Oh,
problem with the restaurant that they were trying to buy, or they bought? Did he have gambling
Well,
debt?
see,
Or
the Casios, the Casios, parents didn't seem to have anything to really do with this. I can't prove it. I tried to reach out to Dominique.
mm-hmm,
And when I tried to reach out to him, I found out he sold the restaurant, Michelangelo in New Jersey.
mm-hmm.
But I just recently found out he sold it to his brother. Or some other relative. I believe that was his brother because Michael Jackson was wearing a shirt about this Italian restaurant. So there there's a lot of weird shit that's going on with them. You know, Eddie
Mm-hmm.
Casio was the one who sold the estate 12 songs he claimed that Michael Jackson sung on. His sister is married to the producer that produced the music. They all approached the estate in 2020 and got $3 million apiece. Now they decided, no, that's not enough. Frank decided that it wasn't enough. And now they're filing a $215 million lawsuit against the estate. And John Bronca is trying to go to court to say that the judge needs to make them follow the settlement agreement. But this is extortion.
Exactly.
John Bronca paid extortionists. That is grounds for him to be fired.
Right.
Because you don't pay extortionists. So we'll see what happens.
Now, what studio did they record the music at, and how can someone prove that Michael Jackson was not there? When did the music originate?
Well, Michael Jackson wasn't there because it wasn't him singing.
No, no, but what I'm saying, when was the music? When did they begin recording the music?
2007.
Okay.
But come to find out, those were remixes that he was working on for Thriller 25.
Mm.
Bill confirmed that they was working on music together. We're not denying that Eddie Casio didn't do something with Michael musically, but it wasn't those songs.
Now, Hollywood Tonight, is that him or is that
Oh
Emma?
yes, Hollywood Tonight is him, but that wasn't one of the songs.
Okay.
All the songs on the Michael album was Michael except for those three.
Mm-mm-mm.
We talked about before you came on, I had put some puzzles together. There were two men who hacked into Sony's system and got all of Michael Jackson's unreleased songs. And the reason they did it was because they were trying to find the songs to prove it wasn't him. Those are the same people that was involved that was talked about in Faking Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, they stole 50,000 files and did not serve one day in jail. And the reason they didn't go to jail is because in order for them to go to jail, they would have had to have a trial.
Right.
And it would have came out at trial that them songs was fake. So they got a 6-month suspended sentence. And the story goes, not only did they get some of all of Michael Jackson stuff, they got Beyonce stuff. They had all kind of people's stuff, is what the article said.
Mm. Interesting.
This is a very messy business. And I just didn't want people, when I started talking, and I'll continue these conversations, I just don't want to see people get so caught up in the excitement of this biopic and forget that these are the same motherfuckers that's been beating the shit out of you for the last 16 years with their bullshit.
Yeah.
See, I'm not fooled by this. I do not believe in their illusions.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
It's really sad. But they gonna get theirs. Bronca, all of them.
Now they wanted Saida to be a consultant on the movie,
Yeah,
but gave Paris. He told her to get lost.
yeah. And that's another thing. Coleman Domingo lied on Paris.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's why she spoke out on Instagram. Paris said that they gave her the script to read. She gave them her notes. Then they told her that they weren't going to go with her notes. Well, then why the fuck you ask her for notes in the first place?
Exactly.
First of all, there's no such thing as going with her notes. She gave you notes based on her experience with her father and how she feels some things should be done or not done. That's food for thought for you. This is no right or wrong situation. This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it should look like. Point blank, period. And if you're not going to listen to that, then fuck it. Leave me the fuck alone. Go do your movie. Have fun with it and leave me out of it. That's what she said. She said, there's a huge part of my dad's fandom that is going to go see this movie, that's going to be very excited about it. Okay, fine. Go see it, enjoy it, but leave me out of it. Coleman Domingo did not have to tell that lie. He didn't have to mention her at all.
And the man is gay on top of that playing Joe Jackson. Ain't
This
that
is
a
what I'm
bit?
saying. You hired a faggot to play Joe Jackson. No, see, all of that
Mm-hmm.
was planned. They did that to
Yeah.
take a stab at Joe's manhood
Yeah.
and to stab the family. John Bronca has been all about divide and conquer. That's what happened with Miss Jackson's siblings. He divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of the ones that signed that letter asking him to step down, they weren't allowed on the property no more. Because John Bronca was the one, because the estate was paying for her house. The estate was paying for everything. So the
Mm-hmm.
estate could do and say what they wanted to. But
Now,
they
who
go
owns
ahead.
Neverland Ranch? Colony Capital or the estate?
Oh no, mm-mm. Ron Burkle bought that. Ron
Okay.
Burkle owns it. He was a
Now,
friend of Michael's.
isn't he involved with Colony Capital, or he used his own funds?
No, Ron Burke was a billionaire, honey. He
Oh,
used to
okay.
own all of Ralph's grocery stores.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I know Ron. Ron knows me. We talked on the phone. He donated to an event of mine.
What is his opinion about Bronca?
He know how they are. He don't even be involved with those people. He don't have nothing to do with that. He's in real estate and other businesses. Just look him up. It's called what is the name of his company? Burkle Works.
Burkle.
No, B is in boy.
Mm-hmm.
Burkle Works, I think is what it's called. Or just Google Ron Burkle.
Okay, but what I'm saying is to spell B as a boy, U-R.
Urkle.
Okay. Ron Burkle at Burkle Works. Okay. Mm, interesting. And then the situation that you went through in Gary, for him, to really treat the Jacksons like that, and they put Gary on the map. I don't. I'm still not understanding that concept. Did you hear what I just said?
No, say it again. You know what's so funny? Somehow my live had got cut off. And let me tell you what happened. It went to one of Kimberly's scenes, Kimberly's AI, and her and Michael was on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and people were shooting.
Yeah, I saw that. I
It's
saw
funny
that.
how my live went off and it just went to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say, formed against me gonna prosper. Now, what was your question?
No, I was
You
saying the
said what happened to
situation.
me and Gary. You said about Gary. You saw the video?
Yeah, I mean, they put Gary on the map, the family, and for
Oh,
them to treat you like that. I mean, I really don't understand all of that.
oh, so you did. You ended up watching the video that I made cursing them out.
Yep.
You saw the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did that to me and a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's why
but see, go ahead.
something needs to be organized and done in Chicago, because Gary is not right. They never have been, you know. And people need to know that Purvis Spann, the Blues Man, and E. Rodney Jones are the original discoverers, the original people that discovered the Jackson Five, you know.
Mm-hmm. So dear.
And fuck all that bullshit about Gladys Knight and the other guy. No, they took the people to Motown, but they did not discover the Jackson Five.
Hey, DJ Hill, you coming in? I don't know how that happened. I put the invite in there. DJ Hill. Oh, you driving right now? Well, just because you driving don't mean you can't. So what? You can still come in and drive at the same time. Yeah, this is gonna be a mess. It's gonna be chaotic all over the world with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not going. See, I'm gonna wait until all of the hype die down.
Right.
You know, people are already talking about what they gonna wear to the premiere and all this kind of stuff. What they want to go to the premiere.
Yeah, I'm going to the premiere. I just want to see the movie, see what it's like. You know.
Well, which premiere you going to? Because there's gonna be several.
Are they having one here in Chicago?
I don't know. They should have one in every city around the world.
Because I know they're having one in Los Angeles and New York and Detroit. I think in
Well,
Detroit.
well, Vernon has been trying to get in contact with them about having one in Gary, and they're not getting back to him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't state representative, I would tell him to just do it anyway.
Right.
You know, but he can't do that. He got to get the film in.
Mm-hmm.
He might be able to maybe do a party or something. Maybe he can do a premiere party.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't see why Lionsgate and Universal and all of them haven't gotten back to him to make arrangements for him to show the movie.
Yeah.
This is his hometown, and this is where your money come from. So that don't make no sense.
Exactly. Yep. That makes perfect sense. But now, do they have? Is it one person that's working at the estate? Because I imagine they have like a lot of calls, a lot of voicemails, emails. I mean, how many people are working at the estate to handle this type of situation?
They
And they
have a
should.
team. They have a small team. It's not a whole lot of people, but they have a small team.
Okay.
And
They
you
need
can't
to hire.
call, and you cannot call the estate. You can email them.
Mm-hmm.
John Bronca works at a law firm, and you could call that firm and you could talk to his assistant and you could email him and email his assistant. But that's it.
Okay. Because I'm quite sure they're getting tons of emails, so I don't know. But if that's been a while, they should have responded by now.
Those people do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no such
Because
thing as following protocol with them.
I get over like 60 or 70 emails a day, and I'm able to respond to every last one of them within that day. So, I mean, and I'm just one person, so, it doesn't make sense if they got a small team.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just have to keep an eye on this. I just want people in the community to know that we have to focus on his legacy and not forget what the estate has done, how they have used people, lied, been fraudulent, mistreated people, and we supposed to just accept this film. And then they didn't change the date of the movie 3 times. No.
Mm-hmm.
First it was April 18th, 2025. Then it was October 18th, 2025. Then it's April 24th, 2026. And they'll probably change it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust them. And you talking about making 2 parts? The whole movie should be 1 part. If it's 6 hours long, so what? It's Michael Jackson. All they have to do is do 2 bathroom breaks. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
People will be lined up around the corner to see it, and they don't care how long it is.
But like I said, I think the people. Well, it's not the people. I think the powers that be in the media, they want more info about these so-called allegations because they want to know what did Michael know. See, and it ain't by accident that this shit about Epstein just recently came out. Because, like I said, Mike had a lot of shit on a lot of people.
Yeah, and as soon as the files come out, they use Michael Jackson to draw attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael just took that picture with him because he took a picture with everybody.
Yeah.
He was not involved in any of that, and everybody knows it.
Yeah. And that was in what? New York. That picture was in New York. That wasn't even in Florida, to my understanding.
No, it's 2 pictures. There's a picture with Michael and Epstein in Florida when he was showing them the house that Michael was considered buying. And then there was a picture with Bill Clinton and Diana Ross and the kids. And they showed the original picture. They were trying to say something, make it seem like something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
But I
this is
think
what
that.
people do. They
But I think that
they
was.
was trying to make money off of all of that.
Yeah, click and bait. Yep.
Mm. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this live, honey. We've been on here a long time. But I just, want people. I'm not always gonna do lives about Michael Jackson. I mean, I do other topics, but since he has been in the media a lot, and then Paris is suing, Ola is suing, you know, a group of fans have started gonna sue. So it's just like it's a lot going on, and then the estate is defending themselves against some liars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around. And I love all of y'all. And I will see you in the next live.
Okay, and have a good one.
Okay.
All right.